Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the 20s Survival Guide. This is your host, Emily, and today is a solo episode. September is here. Honestly, summer came around so fast, and I don't even know where it went. But we still want to get out of our comfort zone, because that's basically what Brat Summer was about. Like, Brat Girl Summer was all about getting out of your comfort zone, and if you're a guy, this applies to you too. So in this episode, I'm here to help you guys get out of your own comfort zone and make sure that you don't just do this in the summer. This is an all year round thing, because in our 20s, getting out of your comfort zone means personal and professional growth. It means growth in new relationships. You make new relationships, you make new friendships. That is how you're succeeding. We all know that getting out of your comfort zone is the main reason why you try new things and why they may work. So one of the biggest things to understand when learning to get out of our comfort zone is, what the hell is our comfort zone? And I know that sounds like a basic, simple question. Don't get me wrong, being comfortable is great, and we shouldn't be constantly pushing ourselves out of our comfort zone the whole time. Like, we need a break. We need to make sure that we're not burning out, because I think those two things can be quite similar and quite related. But the only way we can actually learn if we like new things is by getting out of our comfort zones. So if you look back on your year so far and you think, I'm struggling to think about many significant points, many moments where I actually did something crazy different, whatever, and you just think you had a pretty stable year. I don't know, you were at uni, you were at school, you have your job, and you maybe went to a concert or two, but you didn't do anything crazy. It's not even crazy, just different. That's how you know you're in your comfort zone and you really haven't made the effort to get out of it. You want to look back on your year and be like, whoa, I tried this new thing. I made this whole new friendship group. I learned this new instrument or this language or whatever you would do, So you don't want to be looking back on your year basically thinking, where the hell did it go? What did I do that was different? This also applies to relationships. You can tell that you've got too comfortable in your relationship if obviously, you don't care about how you look anymore. You both don't have spontaneous surprises with each other anymore. You don't make that effort. And the biggest one is avoiding addressing problems in a relationship because you just think it's too much stress or effort. That is when you know that you're settling, you're in your comfort zone, and you're not getting out of it, because you might be annoyed at your partner, but you genuinely just don't even want to tell them because you can't be bothered to bring it up. You just know that there's going to be an argument and you can't be asked to even have the argument. That's not a position where any of us want to live in. So we need to really rethink that if we're in that kind of relationship. Now, you know that something is getting you out of your comfort zone if it scares you. It's a bit of fear, but fear is good sometimes. This is like a good kind of fear. That is when you know that this exact thing, event, moment that you're about to do is going to get you out of your comfort zone. We're going to make sure that this episode is going to help you get yourself out of your comfort zone today. Learn from an extrovert. I'm an extrovert, and everyone's always told me this, and I think that it's a skill where I can help you learn to get out of your comfort zone. So I'm going to take you down memory lane on a couple occasions, which I've basically done this summer, I'd say, and maybe in general, but mainly this summer, that I've gotten out of my comfort zone, okay? Number one, when I went to Montenegro, me and a couple of my friends went to the club, and we were having the best time. It was, buzzing, completely different scenes to clubs in the UK. And there was such a good DJ set on. I have no idea who this guy was, probably, I don't know, no one famous, but he was really good. Really good, just house tunes. The place was called House 5, so obviously. But I'm a sucker for getting behind the DJ booth. It's a known fact about me. Anyway, I wanted to get behind this DJ booth desperately. I was like, should I do this, guys? I was only with my guy mates at the moment, so they were like, do it, do it, do it. No one was making me have any doubts in my head. And the problem is that no one was behind the DJ booth. It was a bit of a walkway on the side, on the second floor where the DJ was. And there were all of these girls, and there was a couple meters in between, and it was empty. So the DJ was there, if you can see me. And then there was all empty, looking down to the second floor. And then there was a glass wall over there where you could see the DJ, but you couldn't get to the DJ, and a small path on the side, which the DJ was obviously used to get through to get there. And there was two of his friends behind there. I was like, I want to get behind here, but obviously I don't know the guy. And there was no other girls there. So it wasn't easy for me to be like, hey guys. Anyway, at one point I was like, it's now or never, and we're standing here. So let's just do it. So I grabbed my phone and I was like, screw it, okay? And I just walked with confidence. I don't know where it came from now. I'm looking back at it. Definitely liquid courage, but we use it to our advantage. Walked with confidence, walked up behind his friends who I looked at them. I was like, can I come up? And they didn't answer. So I was like, gonna go anyways. You never know. And I walked right up to the DJ and I was like, hey, like, I love your music. Like, can we get a picture? And he was like, yeah, of course. Like, thank you so much. And then I just stayed there. Like, no one kicked me out. My friends were on the other side of the glass being like, woo, like, go Emily. And I was literally just dancing with the DJ for like a good 5 to 10 minutes. And then I was like, this is kind of lame because like no one else is here. But I got out of my comfort zone. And to everyone else, I was like, they were probably thinking she's a VIP. Like, she's probably his girlfriend. Like, I don't know. And it was so much fun. And now I have it on video as well. And like, video proves everything. So that was the moment where I got out of my comfort zone. And no one else was doing that. I didn't think I'd get through. But honestly, what was the worst thing that could happen? They said no. They escorted me out of the club. That's probably not going to happen because it just was not that kind of place. But that was literally the worst thing that would happen. And then I just go back to my friends and they'd be like, well, you tried. Like, good on you. So honestly, you know, I would never have done that if I didn't get out of my comfort zone. So guys, that is lesson number 1. Now, when I say get out of your comfort zone, I don't mean put yourself in physical danger. Like, I did not put myself in physical danger there. There was no chance of me getting arrested. There was no chance of like me being in a place where I wasn't around with my friends and they couldn't help me get out of a bad situation. Don't put yourself in physical danger. That is the last thing I want for you guys. And you don't have to do that to get out of your comfort zone. But an example like that is a great one to show you that you can do something that's simple, easy, pushing the boundaries, getting out of your comfort zone. Number 2, I went to Ascot this year. This is a little bit less ballsy, but I honestly in the moment felt very, very nervous doing this. And I think this just comes with the job description of like, I don't know, social media in general, because obviously that's kind of part of the job of being a podcaster. Like, you have to post on social media. You have to go out of your comfort zone and maybe ask people questions and hope that they're going to listen to you. So I was at Ascot and I was with my friends and my family. At this point, there were lots of gorgeously dressed people. You know, Ascot is literally the place of fashion when it comes to the races, the horse races. Ascot is the place to be. The best dressed, gorgeous people in like the most gorgeous designers and gorgeous hats and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I wanted to make like a TikTok about and go up to a couple people and ask them what they were wearing. I know it sounded super lame, but it was kind of also just the concept of going out of my comfort zone up to random people and asking them a question and hoping that they would listen to me. And I kind of just lied my way through saying I was like this famous TikToker, which I'm absolutely not. I barely have any followers on TikTok, to be honest. And I just said, I'm making this video. I'd love for you to be on it. So I went up and I was in the special section at the top where most of the famous people were, because I was just there for a point. And I saw this girl, this woman with the most gorgeous hat. And I think I have a picture and she let me wear it. I'm going to insert it here. And honestly, it was stunning. She looked amazing. I hadn't seen anyone that was better dressed than her. This hat looked like a lion's mane. Obviously, you can see it. And I was like, I need to ask her. She needs to be my first guest. So I went up to her and I was like, hey, like, I love your hat. I love your outfit. Where's it from? Can I get a video of you describing it because I'm making this TikTok and blah, blah, blah. And honestly, she was with someone from Made in Chelsea. I forgot his name now. And I was like, okay, this girl's like knows what she's doing. She's got followers, like da 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 da. Anyway, so she was so honored. She was like, absolutely, I'm modeling this hat for this milliner, which is like a hat making place. And she was like, I'd love for you to take a picture of it. I'd love for you to add me in your video and like send me the TikTok and da 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 da. And I was like, oh my God, I've just completely like not been rejected. Like, what the hell? This is so nice. By someone who was like pretty legit. So I did. I got the video. I got the hat. I even got to try the hat on. Like, she thought I was some big shot. And honestly, guys, we will get there one day. But like at the moment, not a big shot. So like it was quite impressive. And then I realized I can do this. All you have to do is go up to someone. What's the worst they're going to say? No, sorry, like, who are you? I don't really want to talk to you about my dress. You're never going to see them again. I'm never going to see these people again because I don't know the mascot's massive. So I was like, let's do this again. And I grabbed one of my friends and we went down to the main bit where all of the people are to see the races. And I saw this other lovely lady in a gorgeous dress and gorgeous hat and bag. And she looked like a model. And I went up to her and she was a bit more standoffish. But eventually she was like, oh yeah, of course you can. I make my own clothes actually. I think she has her own company. And I was like, this is so cool. Like, people have just completely listened to me, allowed me to video them. And I would have never done this unless I pushed myself to go up to these people and create this whole facade, this whole story, and be like, I'd love to make this TikTok of you. And obviously, like, then I ended up making it, but I don't think I posted it. I'm not sure. But it was just really fun. And I wouldn't have done that if I didn't, like, go out of my comfort zone. And now I have outfit inspo from these gorgeous ladies who just completely believed me and listened to me. And I was like, if I can do that, I can do many more things which take the courage of going up to random people and speaking to them. You know, like, that's sometimes quite scary. But if you can do that, you can do a lot of things. That's a very confident thing to do. And all it takes is realizing maybe you need a couple friends around you to help egg you on. And then, you know, you also need those friends to not be like, haha, like, you failed if it didn't work out, which my friends weren't. And also, you just need to think, what's the worst that's going to happen? In any situation, when you put yourself out of your comfort zone, you have to think, what is the worst thing that can happen? If the worst thing is, I'm going to go to jail, then maybe don't do it, you know? Like, don't put yourself, as I said, in physical danger. But the worst thing that can happen is people reject you, which is probably the case in most of situations where you will be putting yourself out of your comfort zone. Then just absolutely do it, you know? Like, that is something that you can handle. And if you can't handle that, you just don't know it yet, because you are stronger than that. Oh, and also another thing I was putting myself out of my comfort zone for this summer is this podcast. I think it's pretty obvious, guys, that I started this podcast in February of this year. And that was completely me putting myself out of my comfort zone. I wanted to do it, and I thought, this is quite nerve-wracking because no one else has something like this. No one else at the time had done anything like a podcast. So I knew it's something that I wanted to do. It was just more like being judged. That was, in this situation, the worst thing that could happen, I think, was that people would judge me. They would, you know, talk about me behind my back, think, what is this girl doing? Is she all right? What is this madness she's putting her life out there on? And honestly, I thought, actually, if that's the worst thing that can happen, I can handle that. So I did it. And here we are. And I'm loving it. And honestly, I talk for days. So this is the best outlet. This is my own therapy. This is therapy for you guys, I hope. So talk about me all you want behind my back. I don't care. Like, it's not going to do anything for me because, number one, I'm never going to know. It's behind my back. So keep going. But number two, we've all been through way worse things than people talking behind our backs. And as I said before, we only have one life to live. So just do it, because you really don't want to let someone else's opinion just completely get in the way of putting yourself out of your comfort zone. And then you might actually have some really important successes from it. Like, this podcast has got me my job already, my job in the city. So I think it's safe to say that I've already had successes from this, and they're going to keep coming. And I would never have done it if I didn't put myself out of my comfort zone. So those are 3 pretty good examples this summer of me doing that. And there's no reason why you can't do that. So here's a couple examples of ways that you can put yourself out of your comfort zone. And, you know, do whatever you want, however you want to do it. But these are 3 like really good examples that I would say. Number 1 is take up a new hobby. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but like, you never know what you could take from that. So it could be horse riding, it could be pottery class, it could be a musical instrument. Like, I literally started DJing this summer. And I mean, I wouldn't say I'm any good at it. I'm probably the worst DJ there is. But fun fact, someone actually told me I was the best DJ they've ever heard. And I honestly touched the decks for the first time in my life. So honestly, I'd say a great way is obviously try a new hobby. That's one great way to learn to get out of your comfort zone. Another great way is, let's say you exercise, okay? If you exercise, here's one for you. Try a new exercise class, like go spinning or do Pilates or something. Even better if you can do it by yourself, because it's so daunting going somewhere, trying something you're not good at, like a different kind of exercise, weights, let's say, going to the gym by yourself. If you always have a gym partner, that's a great way because you're putting yourself out of your comfort zone. You might end up loving that exercise class, let's say, and go back every week. It's so important because what's the worst that could happen? Like I always say, you don't like it, you feel uncomfortable. Okay, cool. You never have to go back to that place again. Simple as that. Also, the same applies when it comes to jobs. If you're looking for a new job and you desperately need one, say you just need a summer job or like a job for a couple months, why not go into a store, just turn up and be like, here's my resume, I'm looking for a job, do you have anything? It's so ballsy to do that because it's so scary because, you're literally in person, you can't hide behind a screen and they're going to say no sometimes. But then you never have to go back and they'll respect you for trying. So that's a great way of putting yourself out of your comfort zone, because the best thing that could happen is you get the job and then you're employed. Great end to the story, Like, all the harm that you could do is just by adding that extra bit of confidence to you. It's literally so easy. Once you do it, it only gets easier. Like the next time you go into a store, if you're going to do it again, it's one step easier because you've already done it before. This also applies for applying to jobs that you don't think you could get. Let's say you don't think you have the experience to get a specific kind of job, but you really want it. It's in the city you live in. It's the exact kind of dream job, but you just think, it's too good for me. They won't accept me with what I have on my resume, or they won't accept me because I don't think I'm good enough. What's the worst thing you can do? Apply and you get rejected. Rejection is really not that bad at the end of the day. All it's going to do is slightly maybe, bruise your ego a tiny bit, but we can handle that. Your ego shouldn't even be bruised because you have to think about it as like, yes, I wanted that, but I wouldn't have even applied if I didn't put myself out there. So what's the best thing that can happen? Again, you get the job and you would never have even got it if you didn't even try and apply. So if you're thinking about applying to this job, this internship, this grad scheme, this anything you've got going on for you, and you think, I'm not good enough, my resume isn't good enough, you never know. They might make an exception. They might actually like other things that you have, and they might think, okay, we can mold you. So just don't hesitate to apply. It's the worst thing the worst thing that can happen is that you get rejected. And to be honest, guys, there's a lot worse things than that. So just do it, Now, obviously, when taking yourself out of your comfort zone, it's best to start small. Like, ease yourself into it, So it could be from going and trying a new coffee shop, which is actually getting out of your comfort zone because every day you're used to going to the same one and you only want to go to that one. But who knows if you go to somewhere else and the coffee's even better. So start there. Like, just set yourself that goal for the week and be like, I'm going to try a new coffee shop or a new breakfast place or something that would change from the norm. Worst thing is you hate it and you never go back. Okay, cool. Then try a new exercise class. Then start scaling it up a bit. Speaking up in a meeting at work, if that's something that you have the opportunity to do. That's a little bit more daunting, but they might love your idea. Great, amazing outcome. And then slowly but surely, the things that you'll be doing will be bigger and bigger that you're putting yourself out of your comfort zone for, because you realized, if I can do this and it worked, I can do something even bigger than that. That's great. That is literally how to get there. And obviously the reason why we do this and we are scared to do this is because it's overcoming our fears of, like, let's say public speaking, overcoming our fears of looking like an idiot in the gym, or what you think you look like an idiot, but you probably don't when you're doing something that you're not good at. But obviously not everyone is good at something the first time they try it. Professionals at tennis, like Novak Djokovic, I'm sure he wasn't good the first time he hit a ball, a tennis ball. But you have to be bad at something first to get good at it. And if you don't even try, you'll never know. So you have to be comfortable with looking like you don't know what you're doing sometimes. And that's not a weakness, it's a strength. Because the people who are making fun of you are only envious that you have the courage to try something new. And I really believe that. I know that's true. So for example, I used to be really scared of confrontation. And actually, it got me in more harmful situations than good because I was so scared of confronting people that I just didn't end up telling people things. And it backfired on me. But now I do it when it needs to be done. And honestly, I'm so much better at it. It doesn't scare me anymore. Obviously, the worst thing that could happen when you speak up in a meeting, okay, they don't like your idea. They're not going to shoot you down because they'll appreciate that you've got an idea to put in. It could fail. Okay, cool. We try again, If that is the worst thing, then I don't know what's stopping you, because I'm here to tell you that you can do it. You can do more than you think you can, and you can go out there and get out of your comfort zone, and whoever's judging you, don't let them get in the way of what you want to do. Believe in yourself a little more, because I do. I believe in you. Like, you have definitely got this. Life, again, is too short to not put yourself out there. Now, you might be thinking, she's got such tough love and like it's not always that easy, and I'm just really afraid of this, and it's okay to be afraid. And yes, of course it is. I'm been known in my friendship group for giving extremely tough love. That's why my friends come to me. This tends to be the case, that my friends come to me for the tough love when they need it, and they go to others for the sympathy. But honestly, I'm learning to be both. I'm learning to be better with the sympathy. And like, I have sympathy. It's just sometimes I think I skip to the tough love part. And a lot of the times when you're giving advice in situations, you need to be sympathetic first and then give the tough love when someone's ready to hear it. I'm not always good at doing that, but I'm definitely getting better. But in this situation, I feel like I tell my friends that I give them tough love because I know that I can see that they're capable of more. I feel like they are strong enough that I can push them and I can get more out of them for themselves. And that's my only intention. Like, it only comes from a good place. And this is the same with you guys. I only have one intention, and that is to make sure that you guys feel like you can be the best version of yourselves. So when I'm giving you this tough love, yeah, absolutely listen to me, because I'm right, and don't mean to sound arrogant, but deep down, although you might be thinking, I'm scared and I need someone who's going to comfort me, you also know that you're capable. If you dig a little deeper and you just put that aside for a second, you know that I'm right, and you know that you can do it. It's just uncomfortable. So get used to being uncomfortable. And that's honestly a big skill that we all have to learn in our 20s. This is the time to make mistakes. This is the time to get out of our comfort zone and really see what's out there, what we're good at, what we're not, what we have potential in. So the rest of this year, don't let this year go by without knowing, when you reflect on it, you can say, I did this and this and this. These 3 things that really got me out of my comfort zone, and I learned so much from it. So you've got September, October, November, December, 4 months left of the year to go and do something to put yourself out of your comfort zone. If you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for me, and send me a message, ping me a DM and let me know what you did, because I'd love to hear it. And honestly, guys, the tough love actually pays off, because my friends then get stronger, and then they come back to me and they're like, you're right, I could do that, and I didn't think I could before. And you've proved to me that I'm capable of more than I thought I was. So just listen to me. I know what I'm talking about here, and you got this. And if you already take yourself out of your comfort zone a lot, keep doing it, because it's probably the reason why you are where you are today and why you're so successful in many things. So I just hope that was a little bit of inspo this week. This episode was kind of really important, because I don't want people to forget that learning new things comes from getting out of your comfort zone, and then that's how you grow and become a stronger person. So I hope you enjoy this little solo episode and you're having a lovely start to your autumn. And there's definitely going to be some exciting guests coming. I know I took a break recently from August from filming, but that was only because I know that I wanted to come back stronger, bigger and better, and we're going to have so many more interesting and insightful guests and episodes in general. So we're not stopping, guys. We're not giving up. Sometimes you just need a break, and it's okay, and you shouldn't feel badly for it. But I'm back, and I'm not going to stop. So I'm back for good, guys, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your week and rest of your Wednesday, and I'll see you next week. Love you all. Bye.